I am Mike, and this is a multiple horror movie update. It's going to be fun, starting with 28 years later. They screened it last night, 28 minutes of it, which is cute. It's like Jim Carrey, the number 23 with this. Like, we get it, the number's 28. All right, fine. But they screened 28 minutes of it for a bunch of people, and all the reactions were great for it. But they also put out this really detailed article about the movie. We've got these pictures that came out a couple days ago of them filming one of the wild ones. What if God was one of us? This is just what the average man does if he needs to send someone a dick pic. It takes this much effort to make it look big. But this cracks me up too, because everybody's like, I mean, Danny Boyle shot 28 years later on an iPhone. You can make your movie. And it's like, all right, this is, but this is the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? Each one of these cameras capturing every angle can really give you a wide scoping view, like you're in the movie, which sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. And they're filming this in a way that's usually reserved to be filmed for IMAX movies and whatnot, to kind of immerse you in the role. He reveals that Alex Garland wrote a 28 weeks later follow-up script some time ago, but neither of them were really taken by it, which has got to be an awkward conversation, right? But the typical stuff you would expect from a sequel, it spread to bigger cities, and they decided to inverse that, to do the opposite of that, and have it focus on really just this one small part of England, where they are definitely quarantined, and you've got the Rainbow Bridge to the mainland. You got this one picture here they show us of Happy Gilmore's caddy running naked through the waters of Niagara. The waters of Lake Minnetonka. I guess they put like his flesh colored undies on to make it look like he's naked. I don't know how they were working that, but look at all those cameras on that thing, man. Like, this is filmmaking, dude. This is my shit. This isn't just like, we'll put it some computer CG hordes and have them chasing after people. I fear that people who maybe weren't around when 28 Days Later came out at first aren't prepared for how fucked up this movie is going to be. And they say that themselves as well. He says at the end of this article that it's a challenging film, and he says that it's not what you expect. It is in certain ways, but it's also unusual, and he's very proud of that. The fact that they're willing to show only the first 28 minutes to people, smart. I love that, by the way. Keep up that kind of shit. I hate it when people see movies before me, don't you? But that tells you that there's going to be some surprises in this, and I think it's going to get pretty gnarly. And like you said, they've got 2 more films planned to do, the Bone Temple, and then the next one, assuming they get funding, which we all know they will. This movie's gonna be fucking huge. Now, moving on to Scream update. So I did a video the other day, and I really got a disclaimer and set the record straight on that. I think I was really wrong in my assumption. I was thinking that I had a theory that possibly this was going to be a requel, based on what was being said from the writer, and it was a really intriguing idea as to how they could bring back Stu and whatnot. But really, when you look further into it, I was just really excited. I get excited about my Scream now. I do. But when you look further into it, it really doesn't make any sense, because think about it. If all those other sequels were a part of the Stab universe, then obviously Sydney was in the movie, Gail was in the movie. Some people commented that, and I thought it too afterwards, and I was like, well, fuck. But we'll see. It's still a complete mystery how they're going to do it, and that's how I like my men. I mean, that's how I like my Scream. So that's fine, but there is more news about it. Kevin Williamson did say the company pitched him the idea specifically because of Sidney and his relationship with Neve Campbell and with Sidney Prescott, and he mentioned that's the only reason he wanted to do it. He said that I do think there's a world we have not tapped into. We've never gone home with her, who she is today, and we don't know what her life is about. I want to know those things. And he goes on to say something that could be seen as shade against Scream 5 and 6, but to be fair, it's really not. I mean, he's working with the writer of those movies, so that wouldn't make any sense. But he makes a really, really good point as to those movies' quality when it comes to the character of Sidney. I like both the movies, but what they did with Sidney in 5 was a little fucked up when you think about it. He says there's this big thing about the pay discrepancy, but it was also about the part. It was like, you want me to show up at the end of a movie with a gun and help everyone shoot Ghostface? That's great. I'll do it. But she wants to play parts. He said, so we're able to tap into that and find a way in. Working with her, they did it together. She was with me every step of the way, and she was so supportive and helpful. She walked me through a lot of it. I hope it shows, but we had a blast. He's got a great point. I mean, that's kind of what they did. They were trying to push forward Scream, and I get that. But to have her come back, and basically that's what Sidney did, was show up and go, I've done this before, and help them shoot Ghostface. And this is going to, some people might not like this, especially with what I'm going to end up saying about the M3gan trailer, M3gan 2.0. Some people might not like what I'm going to say. Maybe it's an old white thing to say. But a lot of times I feel this with actors and actresses in horror movies and the like. Sometimes the younger ones, when you're watching, it feels like they're just kind of reading lines. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that authenticity that movies did back in the 90s and whatnot. And I feel like that's a true statement. Like, I feel like actors and actresses, not all, I'm not painting a broad brush, but it feels like sometimes they just go up there and kind of read their lines. Whereas back in the day, in the better films, it felt like you had characters who really cared about the role, really went deep with it. And I feel that's kind of what maybe Nev Campbell was dealing with. But aside the point, it's fascinating that we're going to get really, this movie is definitely clearly going to be so focused on Sydney. But that's weird too, because like they have so many new characters. I mean, Ethan Embry all the way down to just everyone, dude. There's so many people in this movie. I think what they might do is just really go back and kind of recreate this new universe around where Sydney is at the moment. And I think that's a really cool idea. So we'll see what happens. But it also, I mean, maybe she dies. Maybe she dies at the end of 7 and that leads us into 8. It would be the most shocking thing. That's what Scream's about, going all the way back to the first scene where we killed off Drew Barrymore. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility they kill Sydney. Now, I've always said that sucks because like then all of her, everything she's gone through is for nothing, right? Going back and watching Scream, it's like, yay, she survives. Like, oh, to get attacked 7 more times by Ghostface. But maybe this film kind of sets up showing how happy she has been, what her life means to her, her kids. I don't know. And then they kill her. It's a possibility. I do think it's a possibility. They killed Dewey. Fuck them for that. But they killed Dewey. Next up, we have a weapons update. Craig Zegger's Weapons. They had this nice article come out in Empire about it. And Craig Zegers said, and this is really weird off the heels of my review for Talk to Me. Damn it, I always want to call it that. For Bring Her Back. I love the movie. I thought it was a great horror movie. But I am getting a little tired of just these super grieving, just over-the-top emotional, like, heavy horror movies. Like, I'd like a little fun in there too. But on the fun side, it's like you want fun? We got M3gan 2.0. It's like, that's not fucking what I said. Anyways, he says that this movie is a fun movie specifically. And so is Barbarian, by the way. He says it's funny, it's scary, it's inviting, it's not a grim, morose slog, and yet the story it tells is really fucked up. He says it's creatively ambitious and a lot bigger and weirder than Barbarian. So I think things are going to get, as dark as this movie looks from the trailer, I mean, it's about missing kids. It looks like things are going to get a little fuckaroo, which I can't wait to see. But he also says Barbarian was an exploration of social themes. It was me looking at the world around me. But he says that this is more of an exploration of his own fucked upness. But yeah, I'm totally in for a fun. Like, scare me. And if you can scare me and we can also have some fun and this can be rewatchable and surprising, I'm fucking in. And then finally, they released the trailer for Black Phone last night in the middle of the night. I put up a video for that. It'll be at the end of this. That trailer was awesome. Why the hell would Black Blumhouse? Why the hell would Blumhouse release the Black Phone 2 trailer that was so goddamn good and like fucking Sunday night at 9 p.m. and then the very next day bury it with the 3gan? I don't understand. From the best of times to the worst of times, you're gonna feel how you feel about this movie. All right, people on the internet are giving this trailer all this praise. Like, I am so that girl, like, you know, slay queen stuff. I'm glad people are having fun with it. I'm not the demographic. Clearly, this trailer was dumb as shit to me. Everyone's like, oh, it's so cool. They're taking a horror movie and then making it campy and like action and sci-fi. It's like, no, they're not. It was never a horror movie. It was Disney horror at best. It had a cute dance scene. You put it all in the trailer, and I thought it was not great. And I think that this is just embarrassing. And it's just kind of like the visual representation of Jason Blum just jumping the fucking shark. But what is it Arnold says at the beginning of kindergarten? Well, I'm the party pooper. I'm not the party pooper. I'm not trying to be the party pooper. But like her flying around like a goddamn squirrel, stupid as shit. There's a couple decent jokes in there. It says, hang on to my vagina. This weird corny purple overlay over everything. And then obviously we're going to take an old pop song and slow it down because we have zero originality left in our fucking bodies when it comes to these things. But yeah, there's a couple good lines in it. The Caitlin Clark looking girl, just she puts on a superhero outfit and fights a bunch of dudes. Like, this is just the dumbest shit ever. That doll does look cool though. We get to reveal the actual bad guy of this because now it's a new super dangerous AI. And that looks pretty cool. This shot of her twisting this dude's neck looks exactly kind of like the bad special effects that we saw in the Superman trailer. Like that fisheye lens type shit. But no one will say that. Yeah, it looks like a GoldenEye video game type stuff. But yeah, no, that part's all right, whatever. It's not, I can't get into this, man. But the trailer's out. If you're excited, hell, I'm excited for you. Get in there and have a good fucking time. To me, it just feels like it should be on the fucking Sci-Fi Channel. And it looks like just dumb, shuffle your mouth full of poo shit.
Hold on to your vaginas.
I don't know. But that's the day's horror news. A lot of it. A lot more to come too. If you enjoyed this and you want to keep updated on all these movies, click that subscribe button and the bell so you're notified when we make videos, because sometimes YouTube likes to hide us from you because we say things like fuck, cock, and balls. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week. Fuck yeah, it's summer.